Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next live podcast of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. We've got your OG Chad down here in the corner. Actually, we're over here. I'm backwards where I'm normally at. And we've got two guests on the show that I made a slight tease last show, but I'm going to let Chad throw this introduction. So, who we got with us, Chad?
All right, how you guys doing? This is Marcel Knobel and Nicole Knobel from Adventura Cigars, and I'm super excited to have them on. So glad you guys can join us.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for coming on.
Sure, happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Hello from Switzerland.
Exactly.
From Switzerland. That's awesome. Um, that is the immediate explanation of why we're doing this live show in the afternoon here in the States. We normally do the evening, but we wanted to make sure we could get them on live so we can just kind of see how this is going. So we had our last show was our 75th show. We had Henderson on and we got to talk to him about how he started the brand, and it just worked out that we were able to bring you guys on right after to kind of carry on that conversation about Adventura. And that's all we're going to do is talk ADV and let people kind of learn, what y'all do. And Hendo gave us a little bit of a tease about y'all's connection, but he didn't spoil everything. Wanted to let y'all kind of talk a little bit. So um,
Right.
before me and Chad start asking questions, I'm gonna do this for anybody that comes on the show. I just wanted to give y'all a second to, just say hello and kind of give a background and how you got started with ADV, and then just, free floor, whatever you want the people to know, and then we'll just kind of go from there and chit chat.
Great. Ladies
Okay,
first,
ladies
thank you.
first.
I
Ladies first.
wanted to say I really hope that what Henderson said, we somehow have a similar story with how everything got started. No, I'm joking. My name is Nicole Knobel, and I am Director of Operations for Adventura Cigars. I'm sure many of you can tell from my accent that I am not Swiss. I am
Yeah.
American. Born and raised in Southern California, and been living in Switzerland now for 5 years. And ADV has become our pride and joy. But I come from the beauty industry and met Marcel in 2018, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and I'm the Swiss guy in the round. So my name is Marcel Knobel, aka McKay, and I'm the co-owner and co-founder of Adventura Cigars.
I love it. And
So
like I said, what Henderson did give us was just a little bit of a teaser that he ran into you, Marcel, and you kind of started ended up having this great idea for the blends and the branding that together y'all fell in love with, and it was pretty cool to hear how he just kind of fell into your lap as well, or vice
Exactly.
versa, however you want to look at it. You know,
Yeah.
it was cool to learn how organic and just almost accidental it was in a way.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
It really was. I mean, I'm a retail cigar retail owner here in Switzerland, and I wanted to have my house blend actually. So I went down to Nicaragua and also to the Dominican Republic, and then all of a sudden got stuck with Mr. Henderson Ventura and his factory, or his dad's factory back then.
right, right.
And he handed me a cigar, and I was trying it, and I just fell in love with the blend first of all, and also with the factory they have, how well it was organized and everything, and especially also Henderson's blending philosophy, because I also have a wine background, so blending a wine is very similar to blending a cigar, and I just loved his philosophy to it. And he was working on a blend which is now the Explorer with a Habano wrapper from Mexico, or a Habano hybrid Mexican wrapper. And I was like, well, this is exactly what I was looking for, a lot of complexity. So I created Adventura, and also wanted to have his name in, so Ventura, and also wanted to tell the story of tobacco, where the people from the old world from here went to the Caribbean, to the New World, and brought the good stuff back. So and all packed in these Pirates 4092 Christopher Columbus, and create this treasure chest for Adventura the Explorer, which was a quite unique presentation. I think still it's quite unique, and it was a 5,000 cigar order at his dad's factory, until one official Swiss importer came at me. I was selling it in my store. It was the only place you can get Adventura the Explorer. But then a Swiss importer came at me and he's like, "Hey, don't you want to make the brand bigger?" And because I love the blend and I love the presentation, I see some potential there. I was like, "Well, I don't have time. I have my shop to like drive around and knock on the retailer's store and asking for picking up my brand, right?" And he's like, "Well, I have a sales staff. Don't you want to collaborate?" So we did that, and the European retailers, especially the Swiss retailers, are very hesitant in the beginning. They're not like open to new stuff. It takes quite a while, and we got into like 30 stores within 8 months, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty impressive."
Yeah.
And then a German distributor knocked at our door or at my door and asked for picking up the cigar, and then Henderson said, "Hey, actually, I also had the idea of Adventura cigar without the D in the middle, and if I want to become partner with him." And I was like, "Well, having your actual producer as your business partner is a perfect match." And so we founded the company ADV McKay Cigars Company in 2016, and now we're standing here with celebrating our 10th year anniversary next year, having an own factory, 20 employees, an own plantation, and producing close to 500,000 cigars a year and selling it to 14 different countries worldwide. It's quite the story. That
is incredible. Yeah. And I want to ask this. I know the answer, but it took me about a year for this light bulb to hit. So for everybody that's an idiot like me, when I first started smoking. So you've got Adventura Cigars, but basically the brand ownership name for simplicity is ADV and McKay.
Right. Or ADV,
Right. So the ADV and McKay part, for the idiots like myself, explain where the McKay comes from if they did not catch that a minute ago.
So my name is Marcel Knobel, and writing that on a cigar seems to me quite stupid. It's just not a cigar name. It's also not a cool name. So I took the initials MK and made McKay out of it. So that's the whole story.
Yeah. So what's Nicole's then? Is Nicole's McKay?
Exactly. No.
It's like, make it a law firm, ADV, McKay, and Nikkei.
Yeah, so I created to each line we dropped, especially the core line. I had a little leaflet within the box, and there was always a story: Adventura the Explorer, Adventura the Navigator, Adventura the Conqueror, and it was always about Adventura and McKay. So you have your two characters basically, a Spanish guy and an English guy, coming from the old worlds and traveling the new world and then heading back. So that's where ADV or McKay actually comes from.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I don't remember which lounge I'd run into Henderson at when I heard him telling that to somebody else, and I just looked at him like I was stupid. And I was like, how did I not figure that out? But it's kind of cool because I think it was and Nicole, you can maybe you can pull this out of your head. There was I don't remember which interview you did with somebody, and you've probably done this multiple times, but you explained like how, you, Marcel, kind of come up with the order of the cigars based on the story of the characters traveling.
Yeah.
And it all kind of made sense because I'd seen the story, the explorers going out, conquering the world, bringing the gifts back, i.e. the royal return, the pirates getting involved. And it's kind of cool to understand the whole branding concept behind that with what you've now explained. ADV and McKay are the characters per se in that story doing all this. And it's not something, even a lot of brand owners will do a thought process, but there's not many that do it in that manner where it literally creates a story.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
I just think it's cool.
I'll tell you
Thanks.
guys that, first of all, welcome, because you are seeing the actual retail store that it all started at. So that's where Marcel and I are sitting right now tonight.
Oh, you're in the store now. Okay.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Right
it's also a lounge here. So the humidor room is just back here. And yeah, so Marcel's focus was not Dominican or Nicaraguan cigars when he first started. Hey, what's up, American Savage? Thank you guys. Also, Merry Christmas to everyone who's chimed in
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
well.
Merry Christmas.
So he focused on other cigars, but being the Swiss guy that he is, and I'll give Marcel like a proper introduction because I think he really deserves it. And I'll throw Henderson in there as well later too, because he also, I don't think, unpacks all that he has to offer too. But Marcel is Swiss in all the best ways, meaning that he is like a researcher to the nth degree. Like if he's going to do something, it's not just like 100%, it's like 250%. So like he said, he has a wine background. He also has a marketing background, which of course is why the story is the way that it is. He created that. And not just a story that was like interesting and cool, but also has a bit of authenticity to it. So he could tell this story quite easily, being that it's the old world going to the new world, coming back, etc. But it's also the origin of tobacco, right? Starting in the old world, going to the new world, etc.
Oh, that's good. I didn't think about that part of it.
Yeah.
And it's also my personal story. Me coming from the old world,
Yeah.
Henderson from the new
Going
world.
to the new world. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. The cool thing about first, the explorer being the first line, right? So the two guys, first they explored, then they navigated, the navigator, then they conquered, then they bring back the goods to the royal family, the royal return, and then the pirates showed up, right? And that's Barbara Rojas and Blue-Eyed Jacks. So what I love that Marcel did is I feel like so many young cigar brands, like they get one hot idea for a line and they jump on it. And what happens is that's cool, but the longevity is like very short-lived. And in today's marketplace, well, in the world in general, you have to have some kind of consistency with your branding or your namesake or your storytelling or longevity for people to stay caught on. A one-off is like, and done, the next story. Let's see the next story. And when you pour so much work into a brand and advertising and marketing and everything, visuals and everything, you need some kind of longevity in order to survive, unless somebody can bankroll you, for all the days long. But when you want to create an impact and stay in an industry, what I think Marcel did so brilliantly is create a story that is like ongoing and can take turns left and right and upside down, but stay true to our brand standards, the story, the whole thing. So it's a really well thought out, very Swiss precision approach to the brand, and not just something that Marcel was like, yeah, I want a house blend, like he said. So thank you, Justin. So yeah, there's a lot to it, and I think the guys don't get enough credit for what they do. On the other side, Henderson, being who he is, this kid is like a hyper tobacconist, and I don't know if he told you, but he like never wanted to go to the factory. Like when he was a kid, he did not want to be a part of the family business.
Yeah, he told us that when we started trying to dive into here, and he's like, yeah, that's not what he wanted to do at all.
No.
Was it social economics? I think it was like something along that line he was trying to go into.
Yeah, he wanted to go to school. Yep. Yeah, he was really into philosophy, I think he said, and then he wanted to go to school for economics or something. So
yeah. So and then he shifted his perspective because I'm sure he told you his mom was like, "That's nice, honey. Get your ass to the factory."
When you go work with your dad, that's what he told that part of the story. Somebody has to be there with your father.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. I saw Chris Thompson was on here. Hey, Chris, how you doing? He's an Adventura fan as well. I do have a question for you, Marcel. So you have a brick and mortar store in Switzerland. Tell us a little bit about that, like the pre-Adventura days. Like, what got you into tobacco? You bought your first store, obviously, and
No, I founded my own store. I didn't buy it, so I mean, my whole family was always into cigars. My uncle, my dad still smokes probably 8 cigars a day, and I was working in the marketing, a company like in the marketing department, was head of marketing, and then I got out of there and just started selling cigars because I got access to Cuban cigars. So I
Okay.
started selling mainly Cuban cigars. I was selling 95% Cuban cigars, and then the store got bigger and bigger. And then I was like, well, you know, just Cuban cigars and what I mean, the information you can get from the Cuban cigars. So the Cuban cigar industry is, yeah, it's Cuban tobacco. Yeah, but what seed? Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
Corojo.
nothing.
Cuban tobacco. Yeah,
They give
exactly.
you
No.
nothing.
So I wanted to explain my customers and my guests a little bit more about the cigars I'm selling to them. So that was basically the idea. So like the turning point for me to like creating a house blend, which I was involved also a little bit more. So yeah, this was the starting point of Adventura cigars.
And how many years did you own the store prior to?
La- I had it for 2 years, and then I started my house blend. So
Okay.
2000,
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
So you were relatively new in business, and then you and
Right.
Henderson hooked
Yeah.
up, and
And now
the
the
rest is
brand is even
history.
bigger than the store.
That's
It's
that's amazing. It's an amazing story, really.
Yeah, it is.
and,
It truly is. Never
and
my intention.
to find a connection that quickly that it could have crashed and burned. You kind of going on an adventure like that. I mean, there's a high chance in any industry, but especially in tobacco, where it could fail quickly if it doesn't catch on. And
Absolutely.
obviously, like Nicole said, your whole story helps a lot, but it's kind of cool to know that the timeline of you getting into it that quickly and the two of y'all linking up, and here we are, a decade later, still rocking solid and getting stronger. It's a very catchy brand, and I said this similarly when Hendo was on, but I've thanked Chad relentlessly because he's the one that introduced me to you guys a couple years ago. I had heard about you, but I told him if I ever smoked one before Chad told me to smoke one, I don't remember. So I can't honestly say, but I know for a fact the first time I smoked one where I was paying attention to it was the Navigator that we did on our first live show together, which I'm not on purpose smoking again today. And once I got into the story and he started introducing them, I got absolutely hooked on the brand because it's. I mean, the blends are fantastic, the story's fantastic, and now I know even more about the story. There's little bits I didn't know. It just keeps getting better and better, and it's hard not to keep following what you guys are doing. It's very addictive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
thing I talk about, yeah, the thing I talk about all the time with people when I bring Adventura up is you won't find better quality control. Like I've never even had a plug or anything with an Adventura cigar. Never.
Okay.
Never had
Well,
a
it's still,
burn issue.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still a handmade product. So, but absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started that brand, to me, it was always clear I want to have like a branded house and not a house of brands. It's also a strategy. It's different. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy, but I always wanted to have a branded house. And Pirates and Christopher Columbus, it's such a like easy story where people easily can connect. So, and then I was like really focusing on having good quality, good blended cigars. So my point was always we blend every line from scratch. There is none. There was never the idea of like making a Connecticut shade cigar and take the same bunch and just wrap a Maduro wrapper on top of it and selling it as a second line. We blended. I wanted to always blend the line from scratch and really focusing on complexity, harmony, and balance. And yeah, the rest is then kind of history. I'm not the typical salesperson, so I knew the story is good. It's very easy to catch. It catches attention very quickly, and then focusing all my energy into the quality and the complexity of the blends, and the rest will come by itself. I never asked any distributor for picking up Adventura cigars, but they always came and knocked on our door, which is anyway better because once I have to convince, it's different story in the United States where we really have to catch the customers, right? But internationally, if the distributor is not on fire with your brand, it's not going to sell. So if I have to convince a distributor to pick up my brand, it's probably not going to sell, or here in Europe, So they have to catch the attention. They have to really be willing to sell the cigar. And if I put all my energy into the branding and the quality of the cigar, that will come by itself. I always was convinced, and it worked out. Always, of course, luck with it. I was very lucky to always have a distributor knocking at our doors. But that's the way I basically started it and continued to doing business.
Yeah.
So
So you hear a lot of times there'll be a brand that has a great storyline and their cigars suck, or they'll have good cigars and just a terrible, terrible branding, terrible, story, no storyline.
right.
So you guys have a good mix of having great both, right? That's not normal. That's what's caused your success, I think. So
And you can tell that it's not a one-sided venture because there's sprinkles in your story that are almost word for word that were sprinkled in Henderson's story, as far as like how you come up with blends. Like he said it in a different way, but it was the same thing of how adamant he is that every time y'all come up with a new blend, whether it's your suggestion or him doing it, it is completely from scratch. The idea is to bring something new to market that y'all haven't done before. It's not just a reblend of something you've already done, and that's pretty much, you just said the same thing. So it's also refreshing to see multiple faces from the brand literally on the same page with each other without y'all being in the same room right now. You're still saying the same things because you're just so in tune with what your entire product is. And that's something that you don't see in every brand. There's usually like one person that's on point with everything and everybody else is just kind of there. And, that's fine. It works, but it's kind of cool to see you all lined up. And we have kind of been inundated ourselves. Like I said, how addicting y'all are on a personal level. The comment that's down there is Justin. He's one of the other guys that's usually on our show all the time. And with us doing it early, we couldn't bring him on today. But that intro video that y'all saw with the pirate hat, that was him wearing that. And he actually,
we saw Justin.
Yeah. He actually got Henderson to sign that hat when we ran into him in Fort Worth about a year and a half ago. So,
Nice.
But we're all in, and it's crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're really lucky to have a group of supporters like you guys, and you mentioned us being on the same page, but we really do rely on each other. Each of us have a great strength that the other does not. So we really recognize that and we stay aware of that. So we have a lot of respect for each other and the strengths that each of us carry and bring to the table. And ultimately, it's to serve the success of ADV. So I think we work very well as a team because we have the dynamics of we never will be competing with one another for something that we don't have because it's a strength that's not going to serve us. If Marcel already has the strengths Henderson and I don't need, Henderson has the strengths that Marcel and I don't need, and I have the strengths that they also are not going to have, not being a native to our biggest market, which is the US, and understanding how our culture ticks and distribution and customer service and community and visuals. So that's I am very grateful for the team, for our team.
It's that word I was about to say. You're literally laying out the best formula for utter teamwork. Y'all are definitely a team for sure. It's not.
Well, it's about not having ego, I think, at the end of the day, and understanding that somebody can do something better than you let them do it. That's really the rule of thumb I take too. Somebody wants to do something, they're better than me. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I'm
Because
good with
the
that.
idea is that your family wins.
Right.
Not
Everybody, whatever the business or the family, is better off for taking the ego out of it, so.
Right.
What are you guys smoking today? Because we never even touched on that. We just went right into talking.
That's fair.
One of my favorite pirates.
Barbaroa. Yeah, right. I like Barbaroa.
I'm tied between I've said this before, but my My top two ADV is probably a tie between the two pirates, but I do lean to Barbaroas. So,
Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. But it also brings me back. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Chancellor.
Chancellor.
I kind of segued it, but I went back to my first, which is the Navigator.
Right.
I actually
Nice.
almost smoked the Chancellor, but I saw Chad was smoking it, so I switched. But
I love the
Nice.
retro on this cigar. It's like nothing. This is the cleanest retro in the whole Adventura profile. All of them. I think this is even Queen's Pearl. I like this retro. It's sweeter.
All right.
I love the retro on this cigar. It's phenomenal.
hey,
Chad, you knew.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was about to just throw a joke, so you're more. Go ahead.
You might say something useful.
The Chancellor, I was saying, I think, Chad, you tried that with us. I'm trying to think when the last time. Oh, no, you were still. I'm wrong. But that one, exactly what you just said, the sweetness that you have on the Retro Hail, that one, Henderson, like the first two things he said, what was so different about that cigar is it was both sweet on the puff and on the Retro Hail. And we haven't created a blend like that yet. And he's super in love with that cigar too.
Yeah.
When I open that box, I'll take a cigar out and I'll literally just smell it for a minute or two because I can't get over it. It's intoxicating, the smell of that wrapper.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So
Yeah.
then I'll light it and smoke it. But
Yeah. And the Italian tobacco in there, though, it's super old. It's more than 12 years old, in the Chancellor. That makes it super special and super rare.
what did Justin say? Wow, the Queen is not amused. Shame. What did I say?
So I love the fact that Justin's trying to throw shame real quick because I was about to make fun of him. And Chad, you'll know where I'm going with this. When since he's smoking the Chancellor, I would like to ask Justin what type of band that it has on it.
Don't do that.
I won't dog him, but we had a fun joke about whether things were paper or metal bands, and it gave Chad a reason to explain why the Royal Returns have the metal band, and it was kind of cool. But Justin is usually, just so the two of y'all know, Justin is usually our comedic relief that can't make it, so I'm just throwing him a little love back at it. But
so I have a question about I'm sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I kind of skipped over, but he did also say that the Chancellor is phenomenal, so he was agreeing with you.
So the story that's interwoven in Adventura cigars, is the whole thing written, Marcel, or are you writing it as we go?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can you ask the question? I couldn't really.
Yeah. So the Adventura cigar story that exists now, is the whole entire story written, or are you writing it as you go?
What is it?
Is it already pre-written? Like, do you already have all the chapters planned, or you go?
No, I mean, I have the ideas already. It's not like in every detail or like planned out in every aspect, but I would say the greater concept is there already. Yes, absolutely.
So the bulk of the work is done.
The bulk of the work is done. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
You guys know the next chapter, right?
I was about to ask, where are we going to go from here? Because I've got a teaser idea, but I don't know if I know completely where we're going.
Are you referring to Blackfin or?
Okay. I smoked the Blackfin in the teaser with the Captain's Collection, but to the point that after I smoked the first one, I ran into Henderson at an event in Texas, and he said that between when he blended that one to the final, he made it even better, and that's going to be hard for me to understand because I really liked Blackfin as it was. So if it's getting even better, I'm anxious for it to come out this next year to see.
So he said he tweaked the blend?
He said all he would tell me, and I'm cool with this. He said that he found a way to make the spice even better.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, box press was a little ballsy, so to speak, to start a new blend with because typically the draw it's a different ballgame with the box press
It's
versus
more challenging, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we were like,
it's not, you're right. Parejo's how you start blending, right?
Yeah, and you have to work with fewer tobacco in a box press, so you actually can shape it into a box press. So,
Oh, yeah.
but when we're going to come out with the round cigar, it's definitely going to be like
Yeah.
that tweak, which makes the spice even better.
and
I'm ready
of course,
for it because
they battle right now, right? So Barbara Rojas came in hot, and then Blue Eyed Jack said, "Hang on a second," and so now we have a peace treaty between the two of them, and
Exactly.
that's Blackfin's parlay
Exactly.
that he's setting up. So
I
this
love
next
that.
box will not be a talking box because there will be peace. So it's going to be good.
So I'm super excited, and I mentioned this to you already, about the new Queen's Pearls Tooth, because
Mm.
I
Here,
love those little cigars for driving around town or whatever. So is there a way you can give us a little preview of those, Nicole? I think you said you might have one handy.
yes. So it's actually, you are partially right there, Chad. We have already in existence, I know you know this one, the King's Golden Tooth, right? So we
Yep.
added Queen's Pearls Tier.
Tier. Okay, you changed the name. All right. I
Oh,
didn't know what you were going to
tier.
call it. That's awesome.
So what this is so cool. I can't wait for these to come out. These are 3D printed, made out of corn. These boxes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. And we will
That's
be
amazing.
we'll be posting in the next few days like a time lapse video of how the box is like literally printed up. And it has a spot here. The Boveda bag will fit flush in here.
Oh,
That's
And then-
cool.
5 cigars in. And it has a lid that clicks shut tight. And then we created this to come out in Q1, the colder months, so you can put it in your jacket pocket or fit pretty easily. But King's Golden Tooth and also Queen's Pearls
Tier. Right.
Tiers.
Yep.
All right.
is-
That's very cool.
that is fantastic. And this is what happens when you have a blender, a writer, and a marketer all on the same roof. This is what happens. I mean, I want it just for the tins. I mean, the cigars are going to be amazing as they are, but I don't know if using the word tin is appropriate if it's 3D printed, but I want them for man, those are cool.
So I'm in the industry
Kinda nerding out right
where
now,
we
Chad. I'm
use
sorry.
3D printing. And I was aware that you can use plastics and metals, but I'd never heard of them doing corn.
Right. Yeah.
And
That
the
is
quality
amazing.
is insane, and they're completely biodegradable.
Right.
So if you toss them, they're
Yeah.
good. But I don't know if you can see the texture on this in the camera. Can you see that
It's
texture?
kind of like sparkly on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it does show up. Yep.
And then it also prints the writing. 5 petite
And-
Coronas.
Is it raised like an embossed
Yeah,
where the
exactly.
writing is? That's
Up
very
there,
cool.
it shows right there. Yeah,
And then handmade
That is-
in the Dominican Republic.
that is so
That is
cool.
awesome.
So
I'm like
these
a
are
kidney-
cool.
Like a
Come
kidney
as
candy
well.
tool right now.
Yeah, I know. We were so excited to show these. And yeah, so this will be coming up social media pretty soon, like the videos and stuff, how we did it. Yes, thank you, Justin. I know you're going to love them. They're great.
Absolutely.
I
Oh,
love these
man.
things.
I might have already tried one, Justin,
Shut up, Chad.
or two. They're delicious.
Oh
wait.
man, in-house reviewer. That's fantastic. It just makes me more jealous for them to get here.
Yeah, the thing that I've really been enjoying the 2 LEs that came out this year, the High Tide and then the Queen's Pearls Diadema. And then in figuring out, I was telling Henderson this too, once I figured out about the Queen's Pearl Diadema, I didn't really realize about Brandon's shop down there and how close him and Henderson were. So then I went on to buy the exclusive 15-year this year, and I can't stop smoking that cigar. I've smoked two. I have about 5 left. I bought 2 boxes.
Wow.
Wow.
So his 15th anniversary cigar, have you guys had that? The one Henderson blends for him? It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really is.
They've been doing that for
Super
quite
good.
some time
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. Renegade. So if you guys are out there, Renegade is a huge Adventura account, right? You guys do a lot of
Yeah,
business with Renegade, Brandon.
yeah.
But just met them this year. Or not met them, but started working with them. They're a fantastic retailer. So reach out to them if you
Yes,
Man,
they
Adventura.
I didn't realize I didn't realize that Henderson actually blended that cigar for quite some time.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
5 years. I think he said he's been doing it. Maybe does
Yeah,
that sound right?
Yep.
at least, yeah.
And
Something
they
like
do their
that.
anniversary party, and Brandon has been his everyday cigar is the Explorer, which I love because
Yeah.
like as exciting as our new blends are,
Yeah,
like I also am a huge fan of the Explorer. I love that cigar, and that's right, Justin. You better get down there. But
Yeah, go check it out.
Brandon has really been just like a great supporter from day one, and just like really believed in what we do,
Yeah.
and is such a great guy to Henderson,
Absolutely.
and so we're really thankful. We have a lot of wonderful retailers like that.
Yeah.
Chad, obviously, firsthand. Without Ronnie, we wouldn't have met each other, and we have
Right. Yeah.
some really great retailers that support us and believe in what we do. We're thankful for
absolutely,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So Blackfin Parlay comes out at the turn of the year, or is it when they're
PCA, I think, isn't it?
PCA? Yes, that's what
Yeah,
the talk
PCA.
was. PCA.
PCA,
So
we
you're
just
gonna
signed off boxes.
Yeah,
you're gonna take orders at PCA, and they'll be shipping weeks after, essentially.
Right.
So they're getting ready now, basically.
yeah. They're gonna be ready right after PCA. So everything is gonna be ready by PCA. Then we have the presentation or the launch of Blackfin's Parlay, and then a week two after, it's gonna be ready to ship.
Will it come out in 3 formats right away? Or are you just gonna launch in one, or
Three again.
The same thing.
So-
on all three, right?
Corona, the Corona, the Robusto, and the Toro?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I'm-
telling Henderson. No, go ahead.
Sorry. Toros are by far our number one sellers, our biggest selling size. But Marcel and Henderson are Corona guys
Yeah.
for sure. And as much as we like kick and scream when the numbers come in, these guys are just like, well, we'll just do 2 boxes of Corona.
Yeah, it's just like
Okay.
sometimes the complexity in the Corona size is unbeatable, especially also with the Explorer. I love the Corona Gorda size. That complexity with that ring gauge is going to give you is just like out of the world.
That's what I was telling Henderson when he was on. Is I've gravitated here in the last 6 months, 8 months to because I've smoked through all the sizes, but I've really started to gravitate to Corona in all of them. But I find that's my favorite size in all the blends has been Corona. So I think with the exception of Conquer, I still like that in the Robusto format.
I agree.
I agree too.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad, we haven't done it yet, but your statement you've told me before. So we have the Conqueror set aside for us to do on one of our regular review shows. And on purpose, I have 2 Robustos that I'm going to do on that show instead of the Toro because of your comment. And I have not smoked it in Robusto yet. I'm going to wait until we do that show because I want to see if I match your thought on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had it in the Toro. I don't even think I've had that one in the Corona yet.
Yeah. So speaking of the Conqueror, we also finally gonna relaunch because we were unable because we didn't have the tobacco anymore. We're gonna relaunch the Conqueror, the Emperor's Edition, the Lancero 40x7.
Oh gosh, I
With,
can't wait.
with the finally again 7 years of age tobacco in that Lancero. I mean that's
Ooh, buddy.
yeah.
Will that be this year?
Oh, the next year, yeah.
In 2026 sometime, or will it be
Exactly.
27? Okay.
No, 26. They are already
26.
they're already aging.
They're sleeping like
They're
babies.
sleeping. Yeah, they're already gone.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's it.
We got a few
I
good
hunted
things
for some
going
of those
on.
a while back and could not find them. It's
Yeah, they're
Amazing.
finally back back on track.
Yeah, I haven't had one, but I've heard good things, so I'm glad they're coming back. I'm anxious to try that baby out too.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So when is the next time you guys come back to the States?
We'll be back in April for
Right.
PCA, just before PCA.
PCA will be the next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and hopefully I'll see you. You gotta tell Ronnie that he's gotta make me come. I'm coming. So
Why does Ronnie need to make you come, Chad? Why can't we make you come?
well, I don't know. All I know is I have to end up having a badge somehow, and I don't know where he gets them, but
Okay.
That's fair.
that's all I know.
As long as you know that Ronnie's going to put you to work.
Right.
Yeah. We put
Yeah, y'all put him to work technically. I heard y'all pimped him out this last year and had him work in the booth.
I did all I could to help. That's what I was doing. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Live at that booth, I'll tell you that.
Well, you're like the unofficial yet official ambassador outside of the three of them. So, I mean, you're probably the biggest non-brand paid ambassador on the planet for ADV.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know about that. There's some other guys out there too, but I just speak the truth.
Yeah.
Just whatever it is.
We love that. Our booth is much bigger this year, Chad, so you might be able to stand inside the booth this year.
Yeah.
You guys have some new plans for a booth then? That's cool.
We just expanded. We needed more space, so we went a little bit bigger. And
yeah. You're going to go deeper or wider?
We were a 10 by 20, and now we're a 20 by 20.
Nice.
Okay, so just a big square. That's awesome.
Where we have a whole pavilion now, like that displays everything.
Right.
So the setup is going to be cool. We have a whole like corner locker that's super tall. That will be like images on every side and shelving. So just a little bit smarter display,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it got nuts in there when you had reps in there. You guys are sitting down with customers. The tables are full. There's people can't get, like, it was crazy for moments. Like,
crazy.
Bananas.
So getting a larger booth was probably a great idea.
Justin asked for PCA. It's back in New Orleans this year again, right?
It's New Orleans again. Yep.
Yeah.
New
I think
Orleans.
that even 2 more, like another year after too, right? Isn't it a 3-year contract or was it 2?
2027 is Vegas.
Okay. This is the last year then.
Yeah.
I like it down in New Orleans. Man,
From
did you
everything
guys
I've
enjoy
heard
it?
from various reps, I'm hoping. I understand it's going to go back to Vegas, but I hope that they, even if they just stay between the two cities, maybe bounce back and forth because
exactly that's what the plan is, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, because I've heard a lot of good things about how everybody liked how things went in New Orleans. That it was just a change of pace from Vegas, so you get different concepts with it.
Absolutely.
And
I missed it this past year. I haven't even looked at the date yet compared to my work schedule to see if I can get down there, but it'd be nice if I can get down there because I'm in Louisiana, so it's only a 5-hour drive. I just got to, get myself down there to it.
Where exactly are you at?
I'm in Shreveport, just northwest corner of Louisiana.
Yeah, I know Shreveport. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not that far. But we'd love to see you. You could come in as media, of course,
True. I need to check my work schedule and see because it's not easy for me to just take off. I barely get off enough for vacation, but that would be a good reason if I can sneak it in and get down there to it.
Right.
Yeah, even a couple days or something, or a day, a day there.
Yeah, something.
Good.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty overwhelming too. Like just when you go in there, it's just like you don't even know what to look at first.
Exactly. I know it's crazy. It's
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that you guys in Europe have the what's the name of the trade show in Europe? I heard that's even bigger.
Yeah.
Huge.
It is
Tobacco,
Yeah, it is huge, but it's a different setup. It's that trade show is more for presentation because you're technically not allowed to sell to retailers. I would say the attendants are more international, of course, but it's just a different vibe. It's a different vibe. It's different. You basically cannot compare those two trade shows. And as for the cigar part, I wouldn't even say that it's bigger. Yes, you have You have all this hookah stuff also in that trade show. But as for the cigar part, I wouldn't say it's bigger than the PCA.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just as a whole, I heard because of what you just said, there's vape companies, there's hookahs, there's lighters, there's
Exactly.
everything, all accessories. So
Yeah.
it's
More
that makes it bigger, I guess.
more overall smoking, not necessarily.
Yeah,
tobacco
also cigarettes are out there, you know.
cigar-catered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically tobacco, period, with any form. So,
And I don't
yeah,
know.
can you
Chad,
imagine if the cigarette companies got involved in PCA, it would be 3 times the size it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, I think you and I were talking about this also because, like, for us, we went to Inter Tobacco. We didn't have our booth. We didn't have anything. We just like got name badges, and all of our meetings we held were like in the courtyard, in the food area, whatever. But I never realized how big the U.S. was until I moved outside of the U.S. Like, the way that we do business is just like we're monsters. And I get it when brands don't necessarily like pay to have a space at Intertobac because the business that you're going to do in the rest of the world is like not much compared to what you do in the US. You know, it's like
Right.
maybe it's worth.
What is your percentage of sales in the US versus elsewhere? Like when you break that down, is it half?
No.
It's like 85%.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah,
to your point, that's why you go to PCA.
China's
You pay
picking
for
up.
the big booth, and
China's picking up. Definitely. China's picking up.
yeah, Asian has a huge smoking market for cigars.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, I expected the number to be more in the U.S. I don't think I quite anticipated to be that skewed, considering
me
you
either.
have the European market as well. I didn't think it was going to be quite that lopsided per se.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
To give you perspective too for Switzerland, because Switzerland is probably one of the most, if not the most smoker-friendly country.
Right. Yeah.
In terms of like pretty much, I would say 95% of the restaurants you go to, if you aren't able to smoke inside, they have an area outside, and all of the tables have ashtrays on them. And if they see you have a cigar, they swap out your cigarette ashtray and place a cigar ashtray on the table.
No way.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, and everything is very accommodating. Like, it's very normal to have dinner, have a nice dinner inside, and then go outside and have a cognac or an after dinner drink and smoke a cigar. And it's like very common practice. So here it's like, if you don't smoke cigars, people are like, "But what do you do after?" Like, what?
You're weird.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but,
That's how we look at our friends that don't smoke. We're like, yeah, we're weird.
Absolutely.
Right. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and our population, our entire population here in Switzerland is like 8.5 million people, but we import per year, right?
Yeah.
Per year, 12 million
Premium.
premium cigars.
Okay.
Not speaking about the cigarillos. Cigarillos is up to even 30 million or something.
Yeah, like anything machine rolled, you
Right.
don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Keep those separate. Yeah. Bring out the King's too.
There you go.
I love that little cigar too. I had that last night. King's Golden Fruit.
I can't stop smoking them. This is from the box that you sent me, Nicole. Thank you again.
Oh, good. You're welcome.
Yeah, I agree with the other Justin here. That does sound amazing. Just super relaxing because I mean, that's the whole vibe. You know, we love with proper cigar lounges is you have the space for just relaxation and conversation and enjoyment. And there's not many there's not many places over here that you can do that anymore. So that is a kind of a nice spin that you can do that over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's nowhere, you guys know, Nicole, you grew up here. Nowhere in the States is accommodating for smoking. They turn their nose up at you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm from California, so you
Yeah,
can imagine
exactly.
how that goes.
Right.
It's worse there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think when smoking in the United States started to be, banned, they don't do it in restaurants and bars and things. I think it started out there and kind of worked its way over to us.
Yeah, it all starts there and it kind of tries to trickle east. What they have
Yep.
going right now in California, which is a friggin' nightmare, is this
Yeah.
unflavored tobacco thing, you know?
Yep. I forget
then-
who talked to us about that. It might have, I don't know. Somebody told us about that they're having. Oh, I think it was Ian Reith. I think was explaining that to us, how the difference of getting in with the tobacco and the whole law changes and everything has just kind of been a headache.
I think it
So
was Eric Bay that was talking to us about that, actually.
it might have been, or both. I don't know.
He was basically saying they're going to pull, because I guess if you're a boutique space, you have to pay so much for your like shelf space that they can't swing it. The taxes on the cigars are so high that it's not worth having them out there.
It was,
Wasn't that the gist of it?
Yeah, I
What do
mean, what you have to pay for is really, it's like a registration thing. It's not having anything to do
Okay.
with the retailers. It's more so the state. You have to pay.
okay.
So get this. We pay per SKU, by the way, per SKU.
Oh,
Per SKU, you have to pay.
That's what it was. Yep.
Send them a sample,
that hurts.
and they have somebody sitting there because we have a couple of good retailers and good supporters out there that are the small batch guys, and they were like fighting for us and meeting with the attorney general and saying, "Come on, like you guys don't know anything about this industry. We're going to explain to you why premium cigars should be exempt from this, because there's nothing mechanical or chemical or anything about it. It's all natural. So there's no flavors per se, you know." And so they got to talking, and the guy said, "Why are you asking the brands to send you the cigars? Like, what are you going to do with all these cigars?" And he says, "Well, we're going to have somebody smell them."
Smell them.
What are you smelling for? To see if they're flavored. So
Okay.
Wow.
we had to send them inventory for them to smell it and go like, "Well, it smells like tobacco to me. Not flavored. Pass." It's just.
I don't
So
even
as
know
a retailer,
how to respond to that properly. That's kind of insane.
so you as the distributor have to pay per SKU. So in your mindset, when you go to shops out in California, are you going to carry fewer sizes, or I mean, as a
100%.
financial decision, do you have to do that?
100%. We did like a full analytics on like what lines, what sizes, which
Right.
retailers, and
Push all your big sellers out there, and then the stuff that doesn't sell, you just leave it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I hope this is one of those things where they're like, they realize like, oopsie daisies, we should have left premium cigars out, because it's just ridiculous. But I mean, to show our support for our good retailers out there and in good faith, we said, look, we will participate in this painful gouging of cash for no reason.
BS.
Send it, but it
I
is what
almost hope in this case that the taxation, which in most cases is annoying for consumers, in this case, I almost hope that the taxation process helps us in the fact that they realize, you know what, there's going to be brands that no longer sell here, which means we're not getting those tax monies. And I hope they kind of, even if it's just from the financial point, correct themselves to realize that allowing the sales of these is actually a benefit to the economy and retail market versus the registration fees. Because that just doesn't make much sense to me, even for California. That's just insane.
Yeah, whoever we were talking to, their point is that the boutiques are basically going to have a hard time with this, the smaller boutique brands, because of the expenses. So
absolutely.
And it's not just that. I mean, look, there's also there's a lot at stake, like politically, not in the realm of actual politics, but like how big boys can control the little guys by things like this, and just squashes us out. So it's a tricky dynamic, but I mean, we put a lot of effort and focus into our guys east. So we're hoping, and the ones that know, they know, like they know our brand, they know who we are, they know what we can produce. So the ones that know us, we're not worried about. But expanding there, no, we're not going to spend a lot of money heading that way.
That's going to make it super tough trying to expand to people that don't know you and don't sell you yet.
Yeah.
That's just an extra hurdle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very similar in Italy, for instance. In Italy, you have to also send in 8 cigars per SKU of the lines you want to sell there. Plus, you have to send them all the dimensions of the boxes. And I was like,
what do the boxes have to do with anything?
Actually, first of all, 8 cigars per SKU. So
they can enjoy.
They're probably going to sit like 8 Italians, 8 politicians sitting at the table smoking the Navigator, for instance. They're like, oh, it's a good cigar. They can launch, But as for giving them all the dimensions of all the boxes, so, I mean, it's still a handmade box out of wood. I mean, dimensions can change from box to box or from production batch to the other production batch. So there's actually somebody into the retail shop measuring the dimensions, go like, hey, that's half an inch shorter than the one which is actually registered. You can't sell it. Or what are you going to do? It's just like ridiculous because they don't have the manpower to actually send people into retail stores going to check for those things. It's just like a hurdle. And the whole Europe, or basically the whole European Union, thank God Switzerland is not part of the European Union, is that way. Even versus Belgium, it's just ridiculous,
Interesting.
Unless it's weed or marijuana, then it's different. That's not easy, it's not that regulated. But cigars, they're gonna be crazy. Yeah, they treat sometimes I'm. To me, it seems like they treat us like cocaine.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
We get a bad rap, that's for sure.
Yeah,
keep bundling me in with the cigarettes and big tobacco, and that's the problem.
And it's usually the people, like you said, that don't actually know the products and what they are. How natural they truly are. It's you have a lot of those laws and regulations, ideally to kind of help from a health standard from all the chemicals and the added papers and all that sort of thing that these don't even have.
Yeah. And Pat, you're so right when you talk about like financially from that standpoint. Our guy that supports us in California, he was trying to tell this guy, like, look, I'm telling you, like, I'm a really good retailer, and if you make all of my inventory obsolete, all of this money is going to go bye-bye, and I'm not going to pay any taxes to California on just this section alone in my store. And like,
right.
So, I mean, it's like legislation, once it's written in, it's almost harder to reverse. So they would rather just like put up with it or deal with it than do something to reverse it, because then it has to go through 10 more committees and whatever, So, I mean, it is what it is. It's a part of the game. So you learn how to be nimble and flexible, and that's not the fun part, but it's
the backside of the industry that a lot of people on the consumer level don't think about until you start having conversations like this. You don't realize the extra obstacles that y'all have to go through to get these products in everybody's hands, just for us to sit back and enjoy it. Y'all have all this hard work that you got to work through and get past.
And you shouldn't have to think about it. That's not fun. You should just be able to enjoy it.
No.
Like, I love this band. Let's have another one.
Right. Yeah, but
you don't want having to worry about all that.
Learning.
One of the funny things in Europe, you also have to register in all the European Union countries, is how many grams we use to glue, or how many grams of glue we use to put the band on the cigar.
To stick the band together.
Goodness.
They want to know how much glue you use?
You have to mention that on the registration.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So are your bands applied by hand?
Yes.
Yes.
So how are we measuring this every time we squirt the bottle? Or you roughed the number in, didn't you? You're like,
no, it's like we have a system.
Grams.
We work together with I actually designed the software to upload these things, and he has some sort of calculation in the background doing that automatically. But just the fact that you have to mention it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
No, I'm the only one that should care how much glue you're putting on, because
Yeah,
if I have to take it off and it causes me problems, I'm gonna talk
yeah,
bad about you, right? So,
that's
or if
crazy.
it's stuck to the wrapper, or I've had
Right.
some of
Exactly.
those. Not yours, by the way. Other brands where you take it off and the wrapper comes with it. That's not fun.
Yeah, that sucks. That should be the only thing that's just
Exactly.
y'all have introduced a few things that are completely blowing my mind. That even as ridiculous as regulations are, that just at least some things, if I don't agree with, I can understand why somebody might have come up with that. Some of those things I just can't grasp. It makes absolutely no sense, even from the politics side of why that even matters.
Exactly.
I can't.
It's all about somebody getting their palms greased in
Oh,
government.
for sure.
So there's lobbyists and there's,
Somebody's getting a kickback off of some fee, off of some registration, off of some tax that
you
just
know,
goes to
I'm
somebody's
pretty
pocket.
sure.
Oh my
Just follow
goodness.
the
for sure.
Yeah, right. Man,
Yeah.
well, I'm flabbergasted.
So are you guys going to be in the same booth number, or did you change locations at PCA this year?
We're in the same neighborhood,
right.
but
Close.
I think I had us jump the aisle there because the plots were mapped out that way to get the 20 by 20. But we're
Right.
definitely on that same side,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
want to know where
PC,
to look when I'm hunting you down.
Right.
you know?
You may not have to hunt them down, Chad. You may be working again.
Ah, I'll show up and smoke
Yeah.
cigars,
There
tell
you go.
tell some stories.
I hope you do instead of work as hard as you had to work last time. I was
Right.
like,
Oh, I didn't.
Can
She
you
says to
believe
work hard. I was filling bags with cigars, and it wasn't exactly hard work.
That's fun
Uh,
work, though. In reality, anything
that's what
cigar
I'm
related.
saying. I had fun. It was simple. I couldn't mess it up too bad, so no stress.
grateful to have you.
Absolutely.
It was a good gig. I liked it.
And we've learned a lot today, Chad.
We learn a lot every day, right?
We learn a lot every day, but
You stop learning, you just might as well call it, because
yep. It's like one thing my
That's
dad always said is learning never stops, and that's factual in any
that's
industry. But
fact.
it makes it
yeah,
fun, and that's some people call it gimmicky when you bring somebody like y'all on. I could care less about that. It's fun conversation, but you get to learn, you get to meet people. We get some insight on how y'all do things, the way that you think. And it's just fun for somebody. I tend to say that I'm a little cigar nerdy because it's intriguing to sit and learn all this stuff. That in reality, let's be real, from a consumer standpoint, it matters none. I get a good cigar, I smoke it, I have fun. That should be the end game for a consumer. But it's interesting to know the story and the practicality behind the way that you do things. It's just fun conversation to have.
Right.
And you learn things, and that's where it kind of piggybacks from, is where our minds are always intrigued, and it's fun to learn about those things that y'all are working towards and putting out there that kind of encompasses in your case, the whole ADV brand and how you operate. It's fantastic. There's not, like I said earlier, there's not many brands that do it the way that y'all have explained in this show of why you do things the way you do. It's just cool.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
I
Yeah.
have a question about puffery.
Ooh,
For
yeah.
anyone who doesn't know, Nicole started a podcast last year called Puffery, and you can watch it on YouTube. But if you're on the Adventura Pirates page, there'll be links to it periodically. But you kind of did like your first season and stopped. When will that pick back up, possibly?
Yes, I'm glad you asked about that, Chad, because as much as we love, the reason why I started Puffery is because I feel like I wanted to share with people what we go through to create a brand and what it takes to start and sustain and uphold a boutique brand in the industry as it is today. And it's much easier for me to talk about these guys than it is for them to talk about themselves. And I just really admire what they do. And I'm simply like the messenger. I'm in charge of operations, so they do their thing, and I just make sure everyone knows about it, and it gets to from point A to point B. And so, as fascinating as I thought the guys are and ADV is, and as much as I love it, we had some really great response to Puffery, but also not a very wide audience, which I know things take time. So we're kind of vacillating between whether I pick up another season or not, to be truth be told.
Okay.
We
Fair
had
enough.
Yeah, the ones that watched it loved it, but we were, for what the time, oh, thank you, Justin, the time that we were investing to produce it and edit, and for me to write and really try to give the meat and the heart and soul. I feel like some people are just don't care.
Well, you can pause it for a while, right?
Yeah.
You could pick back up in 2 years. The thing I really enjoyed about it was the way you broke down each cigar individually, with an episode almost. So you'd tell the story of the Conqueror, tell the story of the Navigator, which I thought that was super cool. That's the part of it I really enjoyed.
You could almost make an
learning from
animated
about each
series out of
blend.
this storyline. I mean,
What's that?
it's you could almost make an animated series out of the storyline.
Definitely.
I mean,
we will pick back up in terms of making sure to put the story out there. I can't wait to share with you guys our next venture for next year, is because we are all about educating the consumer. We want them to know we love what we do and we know what we're talking about. So we started this Puritos program where we are packaging small Puritos of different tobaccos, but we're educating people on variety and characteristic of tobaccos that they smoke, so they start to really understand what they taste on their palate and why. So it's not that
I'm sorry, is Hendo threw a hint?
I think that's what he was,
and I wonder if that's what he was talking about. Said that there was going to be almost like smoking seminars coming up at events.
Exactly.
And I guess that's what he was kind of referring to.
Right.
Exactly. It's a whole guide that we created, literally an encyclopedia, how to understand taste and what happens on your palate and what tobaccos offer certain nuances that you equate with things like sweetness, like spice, like bitter, so it's really understanding not just our blends, but tobacco, what certain things offer. And then you get to see even further, why we blend what we blend.
Exactly.
And how it all fits together. So that's going to be cool.
What a lot of people might not know is that, Marcel, you're formally trained, or you're trained as a sommelier, correct?
That's right.
So you see all the wine back there, but that has to be a huge advantage when it comes to just you having a great palate and picking out notes.
Yes, it's a huge advantage, but it's also a huge burden, because you always think, we could push it a little more to make it even more complex, or a little detail is missing, and you're never satisfied. And then I have also having a great palate, and then sometimes I'm like, it's perfect, and he's like, let me try something. You're pushing yourself, but you also need to have a certain point where you're gonna say, hey, this is it. So
when did you do your sommelier training? Was it prior to Adventura, or
that was prior, because my mom, she had vineyards, and as a kid I always had to work there, and I never really wanted. Nowadays I would say I would love to work in a vineyard. It just gives you just a great perspective of what nature can give you. The same with tobacco, but this was prior. Absolutely, it was prior.
Chad, there's a thought here. Have you guys ever seen the Texas Cigar Roadshow podcast? Have y'all run across that one before?
Nope.
So he's in Dallas Fort Worth area, but he comes there's two Daves, David and Dave technically, that run it, but David Skelton runs it, and he comes from the media side of thing. So he has a different aspect on how he does his shows. You almost have there's news, and then they do the pairings, and then they talk about things. But Dave Yancey is a sommelier as well, and he often talks about how his training correlates into pairings to the point that he'll you see guys do the pairings like this cigar works with this spirit or whatever, but he'll break it down into how it correlates his palate into the cigar based on how he's drinking. And it would be incredibly interesting to get the two of you guys in a room talking, from the sommelier side, how that links to cigars. I bet that would be one interesting conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be very interesting. Yeah.
Did
Absolutely.
I ever tell you that Pat, did you talk about this, Marcel? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had made a statement one time that you like to pair the Conqueror with grapefruit juice.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's,
It sounds.
and I still haven't tried it, but I'm going to.
Yeah, it sounds very weird. Also, or chocolate milk. It's also
That one I know.
pretty amazingly. So these are the things you have to try. You just have to be, for that you have to be curious. It's not like you're sitting down and break down the grapefruit juice and then say, oh, it's actually going to go with the concrete. It's also like a trial and error thing, and this is definitely a trial and error thing, which happened, which I was like, wow, this is just like amazing.
And Chad
I'll
and I have
try
talked
it and
about
get
the
back
chocolate
with
milk
you.
side. The chocolate milk thing is oddly interesting. I don't know if it's just the extra fats in the milk or what it does, but there's something in it that
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
Yeah, because I always break down pairing into 3 different sections. Either it's gonna fight each other, it's gonna neutralize the two products, gonna neutralize each other. Like you still can taste the cigar and still can taste the drink by itself, or 1 + 1 = 3. So the combination of those 2 products creates something new, a new flavor experience, or adding to it. It's basically those three sections which can happen with a pairing. And and with the chocolate milk, it's just like it's an amazing experience. Which 1 + 1 = 3. With
I
the
totally get that with chocolate milk, but the grapefruit juice threw me for a loop.
Yeah, with the grapefruit juice and the Conqueror, it's more like a neutralizing part. You
Okay.
still can taste the Conqueror by itself and the grapefruit juice, which is also very interesting.
Yeah, because they're so strong.
Yeah.
This grapefruit juice is so strong that you would
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it would never work with a cigar.
Yeah.
But if you think about it too, like why is grapefruit juice strong? Because of bitterness, right? So that lights up a certain part of the tongue here.
Exactly.
And then the Conqueror has a lot of super rich acidity, but like the good kind of acidity. So it really neutralizes that hyper bitterness of the grapefruit juice, and it's pretty cool how it works together.
I tell people all the time that I can't pick raisin up, but that's one of the only cigars I can get raisin out of. Is the Conqueror.
Okay. Yeah.
Love that.
But it's not a note that I pick up very well. Pat and I talk about this. Raisin eludes me for some reason, but I really can get it out of the Conqueror.
Yeah, like one of our other guys that comes in sometimes, Ryan. It's opposite for him because he can pull out raisin very easily, and sometimes he is adamant trying to tell us like, man, I'm pulling this raisin out. Me and Chad are like, we're gonna trust you. Nothing.
Yeah.
But I agree that one that's one of the because I'm like Chad on that. It's not a note I pick out, but I do pull it on that one as well. It's one of the very few that I can pull that note out of. But it's more complex than you would think in a way. It's kind of a surprising cigar.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
Yeah, and our goal with this new program too is to offer it to people. Like if you can't get to your local lounge or your local lounge doesn't offer it, the program is like a masterclass, like a way to do it online, where you can get it online and then you get your pack shipped to you, and then you can click on a link and it takes you through the tasting.
Okay, that's cool.
Hey, you know what you should or could do, not should. I don't want to tell you what to do, but you could sell a whole bunch of those, and then you and Marcel could do the actual live class one time. Like you sign up, go on, do it. That would be really cool. And I think that the interaction with your customers would be huge. Like you'd love it, or they would love it, right? Or you might have to break it up into, say you did 100 or 200 people, you have to break it up into 5 or 10 groups and just do it,
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many you can put on screen at once, but
Your
Yep.
laugh there, Marcel, is Dr. Pallet is the nickname we gave to Ryan because he pulls out all these notes
Okay.
that's where that comes from.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
his
it.
nickname,
That's his
Dr.
nickname.
Pallet.
Better than Dr.
Yep.
Pepper.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dr.
I think
Pepper
that's
does.
kind of how it came up, is because we all love Dr. Pepper and we constantly are shouting 23 flavors. And so then Dr. Pallet kind of came out of that, I think, is
I
a
think it did.
ingest. But
But hey, this is the cigar community, man. You talk about things, and me and Chad have some similarities, but there's things that we do completely different. So it's fun to talk about the different things you get out of cigars, and
Right.
it kind of just adds to the whole cliche journey, if you will, that everybody uses. So it's easy to understand, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of fun to see what people pull out of things differently.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
but there are
sure.
also people saying, well, all these people saying, I can taste leather, I can taste spice, I can taste whatever. It's just like nuts. It doesn't matter. It's tobacco tastes like tobacco. Yes, of course it tastes like tobacco. But if you really sit down and really concentrate on what you're smoking, concentrate on your palate, there are definitely different things which you can pull out of a cigar, 100%.
yeah. And I think that takes time,
It takes
Like
time, yeah.
when you
Train
first
your
start smoking, you don't get those things. And then as you
Yeah.
smoke more and more and more,
Yeah.
you start to differentiate.
It's
and I
fun.
think that,
It's fun as you grow in yourself too.
yeah, and it's important to understand, like, if you're a new smoker, like, the thing we start off with always is like the speed in which you smoke. Like, if you are overheating, if you're smoking fast or puffing, like puff, puff, puff on the beginning, like, you're already setting yourself up for potentially not the best experience with that
Right.
cigar because you're overheating the tobacco and then it gets very bitter. And then you can say, peppery back here. Like, well, yeah, it's hot. Let that thing cool down a little. So we do a lot of things
Right.
where we talk about, like, how do you know if you're overheating a cigar? Like, how do you know you smoked it too quickly? Or maybe you're just not paying attention. You're just like puffing. So yeah, we do a lot of things where we try to walk through that and say, so you can really get the most out of the cigar because it's an investment.
Yeah.
Chad knows what I'm probably about to say,
I was
but
just going to say it.
it's fun that on an ADV Part 2 show you say that because Justin, one of the two Justins that's been talking, when me and him met Hendo for the first time at an event in Texas, there was a lull, so the three of us were sitting there talking, and Justin had me thank Henderson on the last show because he's the youngest smoker in our little group, and so he started out doing what we all do, smoking too fast, and I don't remember the cigar, which one we were smoking anymore, but we were at the table. Me and Henderson were talking about it, and Justin was saying that he doesn't get these flavors. And so Henderson started watching him smoke, and about 45 minutes later, he's like, okay, I got to stop you. You're smoking too fast. You're puffing too hard. So he kind of gave him a mini in-person class. And that was probably a year and a half ago. And now Justin routinely explains how that conversation has changed how he smokes and how he gets flavors based on how that little teaching moment it taught him how to smoke and better and slower and at a better
Right.
rate and actually appreciate the tobacco better.
Yeah.
It's a very
100%.
real thing.
And it's the same for wine. It's the same for spirits. I'm a temperature guy. I mean, I can tell you, drinking the wine or drinking a bourbon or a whiskey, whatever, at the perfect temperature for you, the perfect temperature will open up a different kind of experience. If it's too warm, it's just like, yeah. Technically, the warmer the drink is, the more flavor you actually should get out of the drink. But it's not just like warm. It has to be the perfect temperature in
Agreed.
order to balance also the structure of the drink and the flavors, because it's always a structure part and a flavor part. And those two things have to be in perfect harmony, and that for you need the perfect temperature.
It's a game, and I love it.
So did Henderson share how you can tell when you're smoking too fast?
I'm
I don't
sure
think he
he did.
specifically did with us. Are
I
you going
think
to
he
tell
did
us
with Justin,
something?
but I don't remember if he went specifically or not.
So it's basically simple. If you can hold the cigar here close to the ash, and it's not hot, so you can easily exactly. Then it's actually ready for the next puff. If it's too hot there, you touch and you're like, oh, it's too hot. Give it some rest.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
he
and
said, yep, my smoking experience has completely changed since my conversation with Hendo. I had issues with draw and tunneling.
Yep. And that's, we talk about that sometimes, how, you know, how you hold a cigar, you know, up close, but I guess that's why I didn't put two and two together. I don't think on smoking speed. We reference it sometimes on construction, you know, because you can have some construction issue that'll burn too hot as well. But
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I don't think we've ever correlated it specifically to smoking speed. So that's a good little additive there as well.
And nice tip, Nicole.
Thanks. Little nuggets for like the new guys. You know, I was a new guy when I came into this world, so I was like, I wanted to know, like, let's start at the basics. Don't give me the recipe like for the blend yet. I just need to know like how to hold and cut the damn thing. You know.
Well, you're a seasoned smoker now,
right? You got all the tips and tricks.
Yeah, it's the perks of sleeping with the boss.
There it is.
Oh, well, on that note.
Great way to end the show, right?
Great way to end the show. And I was about to say, you know, it's about oh, and a little tidbit. This was not this was either Chad or Justin, I don't remember. But if you ever want to throw a bug in the ear, we do this, and Chad usually does it if he smokes an ADV before the show. He'll take the metal band and turn it into a ring, and he'll have it on his finger. So if you ever get interested in making ADV rings, I know a few people who would buy them. Just saying.
I already have a bunch.
Yeah, exactly. I know who. Was it Justin? No, American Savage.
Yeah, it's Justin. Yep.
It is Justin. It just didn't show his name the first time for whatever reason.
Okay. Justin is the one.
It's his ID name.
When we posted the new La Llorona ring, and he was like, "Got a ring."
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes,
I told Nicole that about the rings. Yeah. But yeah, it's the sad part where we do have to kind of to wind this down, but it has been a absolutely fantastic show with you guys, and some of it we knew, some of it we did not. So it's fun for, you know, it's fun for me whenever, as much as Chad knows about ADV, when it finds something that he doesn't know, because that just shows that there's so much more to it.
I don't know anything. I just know I like smoking them.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
So definitely appreciate y'all coming on. And I'm glad we got to do it right after Hendo, so everybody watching the show can kind of link the two together, things he said with what y'all said. Just pretty badass, honestly, if I'm just going to put it out there. It's pretty cool. So especially y'all being in Switzerland, it's not like you're over here in the States where it makes it easy on time. So I appreciate y'all lining this out for us.
Absolutely.
Being 6-7 hours ahead, making this work with us. Definitely appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
So much for asking us.
And everybody watching, if you are catching the end of this and you're missing this live on Christmas Day, if technology plans go, we're going to repost this and edit it so you will get to watch it again in its full entirety. So, and at that point, you know, we'll be able to share it back out and let everybody watch it again. So, been a great show. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I definitely appreciate y'all coming on, because it's been a fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
And have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Absolutely, yeah.
As well.
All the best in 2027.
Are you guys going to just stay holed in for the next week and a half, 2 weeks? You don't have any plans to do anything? Just spending time with each other?
Not necessarily, right?
Family stuff. We've got a couple of prep things, a couple of thank yous to our team, and yeah.
So you do have some work to do. That's, yeah.
You know me, the Americans, we cannot help ourselves. We just need to 24/7 get at it.
Got ourselves ready for a nap, and you're ready to go back to work. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Everybody watching the show, if y'all got any question, comments, you can leave show notes, comments down here on the show notes, or you can always email us at thehollowdown@gmail.com. Love to hear back from you. And again, thank you guys for coming on, spending the last hour and a half or so with us. Y'all out there in YouTube land, y'all know the drill. Stay safe, and hollow down.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.